So, the final topic I like to talk about before ending the stream is interesting, because this might not be interesting to a lot of you viewers, but surprising after looking this up, it's interesting. So in 2009, on June the 6th, Big George Foreman's son, his third son, George Edward Foreman III, as George Foreman, because all his sons is named after George Foreman, the first, second, third, etc., etc. And his son boxes in his debut back in 2009 at the age of 26. He boxes some fights. He wins like 4 fights in a row against nobodies, against jobbers and such. Knockout after first round knockout, second round, and then come in 2010, he fights 6 fights. And the fights that were against guys that are in their debut, or just had no wins, or just jobber journeyman records. He goes 6 rounds of distance against one fighter, 6 rounds of distance. And then another fight. And then in 2011, he fights 4 fights against nobodies again. He's building up his record the same way his father did back in the day. And then in 2012, from February, he fights another fight by TKO, and then he retires in December 6, 2012 with his last fight. Foreman is a 6'5" tall dude. His alias is the Monk. And mostly his boxing career, with 16 wins and 15 knockouts, he did not take on one good contender during those years. It's bad. But then, 11 and a half years later, longer than how his father retired in 77 to 87, May the 19th, 2024, George Foreman III comes out of retirement against a guy named Juan Lopez Alcaraz. 5 wins, 34 losses, 3 draws. He finishes him off in the second round by TKO. But wait, come June the 28th, 2024, he boxes against a guy with 7 wins, 16 losses, and 1 draw. Ends in first round by TKO, named Juan Reyna. And also, guys, what makes this interesting is that George Foreman back in the day from 2009, he was actually around 230 to 239 pounds during his time. And then in 2011, he was 240 to 248 pounds at the time. And then back at 237. Itchy nose. But then in 2024, he's 255 pounds. Now in the last month of June, a week ago, he was 267 pounds. Yeah. What's interesting is I looked up George Foreman III. And it did say that he came out of retirement with his last bout was in 2024 in Tijuana, his second last bout, the first one, not the other, when it stated that the analyst mentioned that Foreman possesses similarities to his father's boxing traits, such as his stamina and power. Other analysts have commented that Foreman has a great combination of strength, speed, and agility. Foreman's power is also evident when looking at his boxing record. He is 17-16 of his wins having been a KO or a TKO, and 1 win by UD. We'll make that 18-17 by knockout last week ago. But still, whether that's true or not, he has to take on good opposition fighters. So I think the problem is, guys, what I'm looking at is that George Foreman, here's the thing. George Foreman is now 41 years old, the third. This is now 15 years since he started boxing. I can say maybe George Foreman III might have 5 years into his career at this point. On August the 24th, 2024, he's going to go to North Carolina to box another fight. But then after that, on September the 28th, he's going to box again. So he's going to try to build up a 20-0 record. He's ranked 245 in the world right now, but again, he's 41 years old. He hasn't boxed good opposition. Just because his ability and his strength is good doesn't mean he has to fight better opposition. Now, what I suggest that if Foreman's trying to get to a 20-0 record and build himself up before he takes a big fight, I understand that. If he wants to go 20-0 and then he'll be ready for his big fight, but still, I just don't see a good comeback here. Like, any second now, if you say that, oh, Don King is going to sign him up, or the WBA world title with Manuel Char is going to be stripped and vacated, and then someone's going to give something to him, and that would be a 20-1. No way. I would like to see him take on Kevin Johnson, that's ranked number 242, 3 ranks on top of him, 3 ranks, like he's ranked 242, and George Foreman is ranked 245, but yet again, like I want to see him take on Junior Anthony Wright. Like, he's 37 years old, ranked 228 in the world. So, yeah, or better yet, how about Adam Stewart, a guy that's ranked number 99 BoxRec? Don't know much about his strategic, except he has a big beard and a mustache, and he's bald, goatee. He's 15 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. And he's 35 years old, but hey, it might be an interesting win for either of them. So, but yeah, again, who knows what's going to happen. Yeah. By the way, guys, who knows what's going to happen, but that's the way it goes. All right, guys, thanks for watching this stream and this podcast, but there's one more thing I'd like to show you, viewers. I'm going to show you, viewers, an unseen footage right now. So even though this podcast is over, don't click out of this video yet as this podcast is over. Also, guys, I'm already trying to review UFC 2. Guys, I already did UFC 1, The New Beginning, as requested by myself. So next time on my next Glow podcast, I'm going to try to get to UFC 2, No Way Out. So that being said, we'll see you next time.